Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? X marks the spot. Get Xfinity Internet and add the new Stream Saver that includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix. Just $15 a month. All your favorites, all in one place, only from Xfinity. So go ahead and binge some shows, stream some movies, and save some money all at the same time. For more watching and less spending, X marks the spot. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Taxes extra. Price subject to change.
Entertaining and informative.
This is Sid and Friends in the Morning.
77 WABC.
So good.
Yep, it's Friday. That means Saturday Night Fever for my man Curtis Sliwa. This is a great Yvonne Elliman. If I can't have you, baby, I don't want nobody, baby. If I can't have you, Curtis gets those monster ratings on the Rip and Read, noon to 1 every weekday afternoon. You'll hear them all weekend long now, folks. Heading out to the Hamptons or Fire Island, the Jersey Shore, or by my mom in upstate New York, you'll hear Curtis all weekend long, and that's a good thing. Does a great job with me here every morning. I know he heard the first hour. He comes in early. Reason why Curtis is on every day, besides the fact that he's great, is that he pays attention and he feeds off of what I say and either adds to it or criticizes it. Either way, it's always great. He'll add, I'm sure, to what I've been saying about Eric Adams. Today is Eric Adams' chance to make people like me and Curtis shut up for a day. All he has to do is go out there and criticize the fat, stupid, racist, anti-Semite DA Alvin Bragg and say it's not right what you did with those animals on Columbia. But before that, it seems that Curtis is very jealous. Very, very jealous. Again. First it was Talkers Magazine, then it was Brian Kilmeade. I'll give Sid an hour. Now he's jealous that he has not been invited with me to the Hamptons.
You couldn't be more hopelessly wrong.
Are you sure, Kurt?
First off, let me commend Lou Ruffino for playing that great song. It reminded me, maybe your best week of talk radio ever, Sid.
Yeah.
With Bobby Bacala, Steven Schreiber first, and then Michael Rappaport, who, remember, I met for the first time in the hallway. I wasn't even talking about him. I was talking about his father, who was the general manager of one of the greatest FM stations of all time, WKTU, Supreme Cuisines 103.5. His father was the GM, Brooklyn Joe Causey. That station I couldn't get enough of during the disco era. Oh, my God, thank you. Now,
that was a great station.
Now, and by the way, great interviews. And I must apologize to Michael Rappaport, something I normally don't do. If this poll is true, remember he said Jews are not stupid, and I said they are because they'll never vote for Trump or Republicans. Do you see this poll? Biden, 52% of the Jews in New York, Trump, 48%.
I saw
and he's
that.
gaining.
Still not good enough.
I know.
Still not good enough. You know, the numbers really should be 70-30 Trump. Yeah. I said it last night. I yelled at Orthodox Jews. It's not their fault. They do vote Republican. But I yelled at the Jews at that great speech at Rockland County last night. What else you want the guy to do? Move the embassy to Jerusalem. Recognize the Golan Heights as a part of Israel. Stop delivering pallets of cash like Obama and Biden do to the Palestinians, which they give directly to Hamas. Did the Abraham Accords. My brethren, my Jewish people, you stupid bastards. What else does Donald Trump need to do while Biden continues to stab Bibi and Israel in the back?
By the way, you were there to honor Mike Lawler.
Yes.
Graduate, Manhattan College, Jasper, Irish.
Yes.
In the Irish Riviera, right? Pearl River,
Yes.
Irish.
Yes.
Boy, he had the luck of the Irish. I did him a solid that he's going to appreciate till the ends of time. I'm not going to mention anything.
Is that true?
Yeah, hush, hush, mush, mush.
It is funny. I mentioned in the first segment that Manhattan College, Tom Muriello and his wife, Renee, sent Danielle and I flowers again. I hosted that event at the Plaza like 6 weeks ago. They still send flowers, and you're right. Not only did Rudy Giuliani and Ray Kelly go there, but so did Mike Lawler. And I must say this, Lawler's wife, never met her. What a beautiful girl, and pregnant with their second child. His first child, his 2-year-old daughter, born April the 19th, my birthday.
All right, enough slobbering over Mike Lawler. Let's get about delivering flowers. And the reason I want to praise you a second, I used to get deathbed lilies delivered to me.
Deathbed lilies?
Yeah, deathbed lilies means you're targeted for a hit. You're going to be dead.
So the Gotti sent you that?
No, actually, a bunch of others. The Gotti, especially John Gotti Jr., he threw nickels around like manhole covers. He wasn't going to spend any money. He was a welcher. And then I would get sometimes bacala wrapped up in the New York Times.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, the dried bacala in the New York Times at the old WABC. Because, I'd be going off on organized crime.
Yeah.
You getting Chuck Zito, the toughest man in the world, to endorse me yesterday.
Yes.
My cousin from Howard Beach, Joey G, the Cheech from Howard Beach, said he was getting calls from both sides.
He's there right now, your cousin, in Howard Beach?
Yes.
Okay.
Both sides across Bay Boulevard, the Gambinos and the Bananos, saying, oh, my God, Chuck Zito endorsed Curtis Sliwa for mayor. I got to reconsider my abstinence because they're not going to vote. They're not going to vote for Eric Adams, but they were abstaining from voting for me.
Right.
Thank you, Sid Rosenberg.
So what has happened here is that because of what I've said on the air about you time and time again, and because my friends, people like Chuck Zito, now love you, it's gone from where they all wanted to kill you, some still do. They wanted to kill you to where they're going to abstain and just not bother you, to now they want to vote for you?
Well, no. They're on the edge. They will never vote for Eric Adams.
I will get them to vote for you.
But the fact that the toughest guy in the world, who's been affiliated with them over the years, don't even
say it.
I understand, but hey, that's part of your legacy.
Yeah,
would endorse me.
He's endorsed you twice,
right.
If I remember correctly. You showed up at your buddy Scott Lebato's movie.
Yep.
In the city. You met Chuck Zito that night. I couldn't make it that night. I was on the scene of Gravesend filming a scene with Shaq, and that night he endorsed you.
Yeah. And we discussed when he was a kid growing up on Barretto Street in Hunts Point. I mean, hey, look, there's a match. And then 2 weeks before that, Larry Kudlow on WABC endorsing me. That's Wall Street. Got the streets. I thank you, Sid Rosenberg, but now I got to pimp slap you.
Let's do it.
Okay, you're going to the Hamptons tomorrow for brunch.
Yeah.
I don't want, look, it sounds to me like it's a very good cause. I don't want to rain on the cause.
I guess.
But I want you to go in there, and when you walk the red carpet, right?
Yeah.
You look at everybody there and says, how many of you have hired illegal aliens to maintain your homes out here?
I'm sure there'll be a ton there tomorrow working the party.
Oh, my God. That's illegal alien heaven.
Is that true?
There are so many of them who work for the wealthy and the rich and the well-heeled, so many of them Democrats, and they live in the backwooded areas in huts. Oh, my God, I could take you out there and show you the illegal aliens living in huts in the backwoods all throughout. Hampton Bay, Sagaponack, Hamagansett, Bridgehampton, and, of course, in Cuomo Land, Southampton. Oh, they love for the illegal aliens to come in and do work under the radar screen. Cash and carry. Here you go, Diego. Good job today.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. Get ready to zoom into some serious cash with Zoom Ball every Wednesday in June. Win up to $500,000. 1 point equals 1 entry. 2 lucky winners will be drawn at the top of every hour from 1 to 5 p.m. to play Zoom Ball. Discover the excitement at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. If gambling is a problem for you or someone, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 877-8-HOPE or text NY.
Hi, it's Lou Dobbs for Priority Gold, America's precious metals dealer. These are volatile times with high inflation, soaring debt, wars on multiple continents, and rising financial stress. Central banks are buying gold to diversify their reserves, so are many Americans. Call Priority Gold and find out how precious metals can help you diversify your portfolio. They're highly rated and happy to help. Call 1-866-303-6357 or get a free gold guide at PriorityGoldGuide.com. That's PriorityGoldGuide.com.
Just steps from Madison Square Garden, Macy's, and Broadway theaters, DK Restaurant is a contemporary steakhouse that boasts a sleek marble bar, deep red leather banquettes, and candlelight tables. Perfect for lunch, a drink, after work, or dinner before the big game. DK Restaurant will surely entice guests to come back for more. Go to DKRestaurantNYC.com. Call 212-695-5220.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
I didn't know that, but I do know this. When the issue started with the illegals, and again, I don't call them migrants, shut up. I don't call them asylum seekers, shut up. They're illegal. When it started, you were the guy who said, because Adams was saying, listen, they're good people. They need an opportunity. They just want to work. And you said, hey, some of these are really bad people. And now we are starting to see almost daily. We saw this scumbag in Queens rape a 13-year-old girl. What, was it yesterday? 12-year-old boy or something?
No, 12-year-old girl, Houston, Texas. 2 illegal aliens from where else? Venezuela, who strangled her, killed her, threw her into a creek, maybe sexually assaulted her.
So they killed her. So my question is this. For all the times that the mayor comes on and basically calls people like you and me bad people, we're insensitive,
xenophobes, racist.
Right. When is he going to come out and talk about, on a daily basis now, the robberies, the crimes, now the murders, the rapes? When is he going to come out and talk about those? So at least we don't look so bad, Curtis, because you were the guy that was right from day one.
That's right. And remember, we had all those rallies. And some Republicans stood in our ways, and actually the Democrats. Well, guess what? You got to come on out to Marine Park Sunday, rain, snow, sleet, or shine, 10 a.m.
You know that people were calling this station yesterday? I was at lunch at Sean's Place, Harbor Lights, with Danielle and Gabe yesterday afternoon, and Sophia Perez, girl up front, she's great. She called me. She said, I'm getting calls from people who want to see you and Curtis in Brooklyn Sunday. Can you give me the particulars? They're actually calling the station about
I'll
this.
make sure she has it. It's Marine Park. You got to be there Sunday morning. Get your bagel and schmear. You can pass up going to church. Oh, I got to go to 12 o'clock mass. No, you don't. Because Cardinal Dolan and Catholic Charities is greasing the wheel to bring even more illegal aliens into your community to destroy America and your quality of life. No, you don't have to go to Mass. It's more important to be with us in this car caravan. It's the Brooklyn parking lot, 3244 in Marine Park between Avenue U and S.
So how does this work? I was told there'll be about 60 cars. It's a car caravan. So
more.
So we start in Marine Park and we drive through my neighborhood in Bell Harbor, Rockaway.
Yes.
And then where do people like you and I speak? Is it going to be a podium?
In the beginning. At
the
start, right.
In Marine Park.
Right.
So we speak in Marine Park, then we get in the cars, and then we travel Brooklyn to Queens. And then at the very end, you get up and beat up a bunch of migrants.
No. We go to Floyd Bennett Field.
We don't do that. No.
And then we look at the situation there. No doubt the Venezuelans will be playing baseball there. They love baseball.
Yeah.
But
baseball where? There's no baseball. Oh, they play at the Aviator baseball field?
No. They play right there where
the grass is.
They love baseball. Not even on the grass, the concrete, right on the runway. Look, it's about the only good thing I can say about these folks. They've kept the American tradition of baseball alive. So you got to come on out. But speaking of baseball, I got to tell you, looking at that stadium of the old Birmingham Barons yesterday,
Rickwood Field. Yeah, wasn't that great?
Oh, my God, it was so good. But with all the folks that you had mentioned who had played for the Birmingham Barons, I noticed you didn't mention maybe the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan.
He did play there.
1993, remember?
Very good.
David Stern was going to suspend him for the year for gambling. Remember, it was the Eastern Conference playoffs against the Knicks. The night before, he was in Atlantic City until the break of dawn. Gambling.
He was late for practice, and he gambled a bunch, too, on the golf course. And you're right, this idea that Michael Jordan decided after winning 3 straight championships, I want to play baseball.
No.
By the way, he couldn't play at all. Couldn't hit. He was horrendous.
Like 200.
Yeah, you had guys like, Deion Sanders was a good baseball player, Bo Jackson, all-star baseball player, even Danny Ainge. Michael Jordan was terrible.
Think back, 1963. I'm watching the Thanksgiving NFL game. There was only one game. Green Bay Packers would always visit Detroit. And the announcer had to explain why Paul Hornung and Alex Karras were not playing because they had been suspended for the whole year by Pete Rozelle for gambling. Yep. It ended up in a 13-13 tie.
Yes, that's true. Well, Jordan, exactly. He left the game because of the gambling issue. And then, of course, his father, God rest his soul, ends up getting murdered in his car in North Carolina. And there's a lot of people who think that, and I don't know this, could be a conspiracy theory, but people do think that his father's murder in his car on the side of the road in Wilmington, North Carolina, or Lumberton, somewhere like that, was because of Jordan's issues.
And by the way, speaking of Jordan, his gambling buddy in almost everything in life, Charles Barkley, announced that he will be leaving the world of broadcasting, and nobody cared, if you notice. Nobody cared. Sid, you didn't mention it. Nobody mentioned it. Nobody cares. And then we know why Stephen A. Smith got down on Wounded Knee, because ESPN is now offering him a massive deal and a huge push to keep him at the network. So he had to kiss Barack Obama's black tuchus in order to secure himself a contract that he can say, I'm the number one guy at ESPN. Shame on you, Stephen A. Smith.
That is pathetic.
Shame on you. But now, let's go to Eric Adams, who I hope you don't run into in the Hamptons, because he spends his weekends out there getting wine, dine, and pocket line.
He doesn't want to run into me, trust me. And not because I'm a tough guy. I'm not like that. That's silly. But I'm so pissed at the mayor. And again, as I've said 100 times this morning, sorry, Lizzie Savetsky, I don't care what he says in his suit at Nova. I don't care what he says after the fact. He has an opportunity right now, as I've said all morning long, to quote Sammy Hagar and Van Halen. Right here, right now, you come out, Mayor Adams, and you prove to me and Curtis and all the Jews in this city that you really care by taking your fat, stupid, anti-Semite, racist DA Alvin Bragg to task for allowing these people who broke into Columbia and terrorized Jewish students for the better part of 2 weeks while you were sucking on wine in Rome. Let them out with no repercussions. Mr. Adams, come out today, do the right thing, and bash Alvin Bragg.
Now, interesting, because the 30 that were dismissed were booked for criminal trespass, 3rd degree, serious charge. Dismissed.
32 to be exact.
Right. And I'm saying to myself,
40, by the way, 45 got arrested. 13 said, no, thank you. We'll keep the charges.
Yeah. Now, when I see a bunch of white kids wearing keffiyehs, I don't know about you, but whatever happened to that whole anti-cultural appropriation thing? Like, hey, you're appropriating our culture, right?
Yeah.
They don't care. This is a disgrace. Eric Adams, first thing he should do this morning is name and shame Alvin Bragg. He never does it.
Never
does it.
The people go, Sid, you're wrong. He calls out Joe Biden all the time. Never. He says, quote, federal government. That's not Joe Biden. When has he called out Heastie or Stuart Cousins or Hochul or any of these people?
Now, Shell, Daughtry, they took the lead in this. Remember, taking back to CUNY campus. They raised the American flag, by the way, and replaced the Palestinian flag, something Eric Adams has never done. He's never raised an American flag. He had a chance, June 6th, Normandy, the 80th anniversary. He raised the Juneteenth flag. It wasn't even Juneteenth.
No, he didn't.
Yep.
You're telling me, hold on, you're telling me on D-Day,
yes,
he had the chance to raise the American flag.
Right.
And 13 days prior to this ridiculous holiday, he raised that flag instead?
Yeah, he raised the Juneteenth flag down there at Bowling Green. Then Flag Day itself, June 14th, neither him or the governor did anything about Flag Day, because now what they've done is they've appropriated the flag and they said it represents Trumpers, extreme Republicans, MAGA. Can you believe this? They've even stolen our symbol and told Democrats, moderate Democrats, if you fly that American flag, it means you're a Trumper, you're an extreme MAGA Republican. And he doesn't do that. But you know what he said yesterday he would do? Take this, Sid, to who is that? All the Jewish women there saying such nice things about him. I'll raise the Palestinian flag if asked.
He said, I'll raise the
Palestinian flag.
Don't tell me that.
Yep. He has raised 70 flags right after the attack of October 7th by Hamas, right, and the anti-Semites. The first world international leader to praise them was Erdogan in Turkey, who called them martyrs and freedom fighters. A few days later, he raised the flag of Turkey down there in Bowling Green. He's raised.
I remember. Well, you talk about some of the girls, and yes, I took Lizzie Savetsky to task. And again, I have to say this. I love Lizzie. I love her husband, Dr. Ira. I love Lizzie. But, she's still a Democrat at heart. She finds ways to give Biden and people like Adams the benefit of the doubt. Unlike my friend Emily Austin, who was in studio about 2 weeks ago. She did a great job on Gutfeld a couple nights ago. So her father, Ron, never heard this show. But he listened when Emily was on, and now he is addicted to this show. He specifically loves the Sid and Curtis segment. They're listening right now, Emily, on the way to Los Angeles. And she said, quote, I hate Mayor Adams, too.
Let's give him one last chance. The trifecta, the trinity, the troika of raising the American flag. He didn't do it on Normandy, the 80th anniversary, June 6th. Didn't do it on Flag Day, June 14th. But there's the Travis 4th of July parade in Staten Island that I attend every year. The longest running in the nation. And he's got Democrats out there, because they're on his payroll. They call me a chooch. You know what a chooch is? An idiot.
Yeah, I do.
A moron, a stunad. Well, guess what? Let Eric Adams show up instead of going to the Hamptons to get wine-dined and pocket-lined by all these wealthy and many of them white Jews, more than happy to throw their shekels at Eric Adams. Oh, you're so wonderful. You say the right thing. Hey, Eric Adams, why don't you show up at Travis 4th of July parade and actually wave an American flag? Don't worry. It won't mean you're a Trumper or you're a MAGA supporter. It'll mean you're actually being a mayor of all the people. And by the way, Noam Laden, haven't heard any story today. 5 months in Skells, they seem to be Venezuelans, who on Monday attacked 2 police officers outside of the Wyndham Hotel in Long Island City, beat up 2 of our cops, are supposed to be arraigned. What, did that story go away? Come on, Noam. Time to up your game, because Curtis Sliwa's been on the illegal aliens trail since day one. That's right, Joe Biden. Kathy Holcomb. Oh, yeah, Cardinal Dolan, you don't get away with Catholic Charities. And Eric Adams, who has rolled out the red carpet for him, got to show up. Marine Park parking lot Sunday, lot 3244 between Avenue U and Avenue S. And, man, I am going to give the mother of all speeches, because I was right. And you Republican supporters of Eric Adams, you were wrong. And you Democrats, you still want these illegal bad hombres coming in to rape, pillage, rob, and spit in your face? Come on, wake up!
This is Greg Kelly for Priority Gold. What does it mean to be America's precious metals dealer? It means that you're in touch with the hearts and minds of those who love this country, value our freedom, and want to protect the future. Priority Gold is that precious metals dealer. They've helped thousands of Americans back their retirement with solid gold and silver. Call Priority Gold at 888-506-6439. Receive free shipping, free storage, a free investment guide, and one of the best purchase experiences in the industry. Call now or go to PriorityGold.com.